Welcome friends, welcome in the season of monsoon, welcome to the next session of Android. Okay, in this session we are going to discuss again an application from your syllabus. Okay, it is the application number 52 of your syllabus and it is based on SQLite database operations. Okay, in each application that we are performing there are little changes, okay, compared to the applications which we have performed in the previous videos. Okay, so I am discussing only those applications in which there are changes and we will come to learn new things. Okay, so it is the application number 52 of your syllabus and let's move to the definition. Let me show the definition you first. So this is the definition of our next application. Okay, it is, as I told you, that it is based on SQLite database operations. Okay, yeah, we know that the operations which we can perform on SQLite database are adding, showing, updating, deleting, searching, okay, sorting, etc. But there are four main operations which we can call as basic operations, and combinedly we call them CRUD operations. Okay, see, create an application that designs a layout to store result detail for MCA. So we have to create a database which will contain table to store the result of students of MCA. Now we know that in GTU the result pattern is like that. The in marking of particular subject, marks are not given but grades are given depending on your score or marks, that is AA, AB, BB, BC, CC, etc. So here the layout must contain details like name, which will be a text box. In our language we will call it edit text. Okay, SEM 1 marks, SEM 2 marks, SEM 3 marks, SEM 4 marks, SEM 5 marks, SEM 6 marks, and a button name submit. In other words, we need to capture or input marks of all the subjects from the client. Okay, but in spinner, okay, so we have to put a spinner in our application which will capture grades, okay, and a button submit. So finally student or client can submit his data or record which he has entered in this layout. Notice that marks must be from AA, AB, BB, BC, CC, and FF. Yes, so marks should be AA, AB, BB, BC, CC, FF. It means that we are providing spinner. It is a predefined list of items. So here our spinner will contain grades, okay, from which client will select a particular grade. So 6 spinners. Okay, when the submit button is selected, all the details should be saved in the database. So when the submit button is clicked, the data which is entered in the views should be stored to the database. Okay, so database operation is to be performed and the selection in the spinners must be captured and stored in the table. Also provide a layout to perform the following operations: update the marks grade, okay, and search the students on basis of his marks or grade. So in addition to insert operation, yes, when client clicks on submit button, we have to insert that record in the table. Additionally, we need to provide another layout to the client for providing two operations which are update. In update operation, it is asked like that we should client should be able to update the marks or grades. Okay, grade. Okay, we are just inputting grade, so he can modify the grade, because here name is not asked. Yeah, name is asked, but roll number or anything like that is not asked. So here one thing to notice is that here there is no unique field given, and it may happen that many people or many students may have the same name. So if we modify, see, to update or modify a record, we need to give a criteria like update marks, okay, set marks of semester 1 is equal to this, sem 2 is equal to this, where name equal to Chirag. Now, in the database, whichever record has name as Chirag, all the records will be affected. Okay, so this should not happen. So although it is not asked in the definition, we will put one unique field, one primary field to our table. It will be roll number or enrollment number. We will put enrollment number, okay, according to GTU. Search the student on basis of his marks or grade. We have to search student based on his marks or grade. So we have to ask client to give us the grade, and the grade entered by the client should be matched in the table, and matching the records which have matching grades should be displayed to the client. But again, there is one confusion. In which column we should match this grade? Either in SEM 1, SEM 2, SEM 3, SEM 4, SEM 5, SEM 6. It is not given here. So what should we do? Either we should search in all the columns, or we can in the layout of search, when client says to search the particular record, okay, depending on grade, we can ask client for two things. First thing, enter the grade for which you want to search, and second, enter the semester in which you want to search, okay, or we can search in all the columns. So this much thing is to be performed in application number 52 of your syllabus, okay. So without wasting time, let's move to the coding, okay. So this is our definition, okay. So let's design a layout to store details for MCA student, okay. Now layout should contain one edit view and 6 spinners and a button submit, okay. Let's go. See, it is our activity number 6, and the layout of this activity is in front of us. Now first of all, I would change the layout manager to linear layout, okay, and in this linear layout I would first of all give a title. For that, I would like to place a text view, okay, text view, and ID of this text view, that is it is for it, actually here no need to give the ID because it is just in displaying information. So I would just set the required attributes: student marks entry, okay, or grade entry, we can say. It is the title given for the page or layout, okay, entry. Then width, it is wrap content, height, wrap content, okay. Then I would like to set the margin, margin should be set as 10 dp, text size 20 dp, text color Android and red, and finally text style bold, okay. Let us see how it looks. It's okay. Now I would place one edit view for name. Okay, id edit text. Okay, wrap content I would like to give id txt name, then text size 15 dp, text color blue, then text style bold, margin 3 dp, then hint enter student name, and input type. Okay, input type is equal to person name. It was the we need to set the orientation of linear layout as vertical in this case. Okay, okay, now spinner. Okay, but uh, for spinner we need to see we need to define 6 spinners. Okay, and all these in all these 6 spinners we need to put the same list, that is grades AA, AB, BB, BC, CC and FF. So instead of entering all the details, we will define one array, string array, as a resource, and we will give the reference of that resource in all the spinners. Okay, so let's define the array. In our resources values folder and strings, I would define one array, string array, name equal to grades. Okay, and item AA, then AB, BC, BB, BC, CC and FF. Okay, AA, then AB, then BB, then BC, then CC and last FF. So let's move again to the layout here. Spinner. Okay, spinner for marks of SEM1, wrap content id SEM1 marks. One more thing, in array the first item I would like to set as select grade. Okay, so client can get an idea about what he has to select a grade. Okay, at 0 position, all the items in list are at a particular position. Okay, starting from 0. So here I would give reference of that array grades. Okay, I would also set the margin here. In edit text we have set the margin 3 dp, here also 3 dp. Let's see how it looks. Select a grade. Okay, but how can he get idea that he has to select SEM1 grade or SEM2 grade? We should also give some notification there. So let's do one thing here. First of all, we will put everything in this scroll view, then linear layout. Okay, match parent, and everything inside this linear layout. Okay, now the text view, the text view will have a text size of 25, and the edit text will have a size of 20. Then before the spinner, for each spinner we will again define a linear layout. Its width should be as match parent and height should be wrap content. Okay, and we will put two things in every linear layout, nested layout. Okay, we will put a text view that will share that enter or select grade of sem1. Okay, then sem2, sem3, and so on. It is our AVD. Here in our linear layout, we will put a text view and a spinner, and the orientation of this linear layout would be, we will set it as horizontal. Okay, then one spinner inside it, then before spinner a text view, and text in it, select grade of semester 1. Okay, and near it should be a spinner. Okay, let's see how it looks. Enter student. Okay, again in the linear layout here we haven't sent the orientation vertical, and here we should remove the orientation. Okay, so enter student name, then select grade and select grade. Okay, select or sem1 grade. Okay, so here we should set the margin also in the nested linear layout. We should set the margins 5 dp, and a message should be like this: select grade of semester 1. Okay, so he can get an idea, grade of semester 1. Okay, it's fine. Now again another linear layout which would be nested layout. Okay, for semester 2. Okay, here we will say that select grade for semester 2 and sem 2 marks in the spinner. Let's check it how it looks. Okay, it's fine. Okay, then again for semester 3 we will say here grade of semester 3, and the ID of semester spinner will be semester 3. Again semester 4, sem 4, and in the text view we would put 4. Then semester 5, grade of semester 5, and here sem 5 marks, and finally semester 6, grade of semester 6, and here sem 6 marks. Okay, let's check how it looks. So A grade of semester 1, select a grade. Grade of semester 2, select a grade. Grade of semester 3, select a grade. 4, 5 and 6. Okay, now finally a button should be put, and that button submit. Okay, but before that I think that we should change the size of all this. Yeah, it is 25, it's okay. It is also 25. Then this text view, text size 15 dp. Let's check how it looks. Or 20 dp. Now it's good. Okay, so let me give the same text size to all text view. We should also set the margins in the text view and the spinner, which we have not set, but we have set the margins of linear layout, so it's okay. Okay, now a button submit finally, which would be outside of the linear layout, nested layout. Okay, button Android height wrap content, width wrap content, text should be submit. Then after text, what should be there? Text size 25 dp. Then text color, text color red, and text style bold, margin 20 dp. Okay, and on clicking this on clicking this submit button, we would set method. We will define a method which we will call in the clicking of this button. Okay, we will set this set that method as on click attribute of this button. Okay, so it was our layout, and I think it is proper according to us and our requirement, that is our application's requirement. Okay, so yeah, now let us move to the coding part. Now, as it is a database application, okay, and in my earlier videos we have discussed that for database transactions it is always a good idea to define a helper class. Okay, in application number 53 I have also defined helper class, and in most of the database related applications I have defined a helper class. So here also we need to perform different database operations like insert, update, search. So before moving towards the activity, we will define a helper class. Okay, so let's do that. It is our activity. Okay, in our activity, okay, in our application I would right click, and we would define a helper class for our database, new. Okay, clicking on new, then Java class. Okay, then yeah, name of the class, any name, grade helper. Okay, any name we can give here. We should mention the superclass SQLite open helper. Okay, SQLite open helper. Yeah, SQLite open helper. Okay, you are already aware of the helper class and the skeleton of helper class. Okay, so in this class implementation we have to at least put three things: one constructor and two methods to be overridden on create and on upgrade. Okay, we should overwrite on create and on upgrade method. Okay, and constructor. Okay, name of the constructor should be grade helper. Okay, but let me remind you that we have discussed that we will put a unique column in our table. Okay, and that will be enrollment number. So let's modify our layout and put the additional thing, that is our roll number. Okay, for enrollment number. The remaining attributes we will copy from here. Okay, enrollment number, then name, then grades. Okay, it's fine. Okay, now our grade helper class should be defined. Okay, here first of all we need to define some static and final. Public static integer, public static final integer. First of all, db version, okay, is equal to 1. Then public static final string db name equal to stud grades. Okay, then public static final string table name is equal to MCA stud marks. Okay, we have named the table as MCA stud marks. Now we will define all the columns. Public static final string, then column 1, whatever name we can give to the variable. I have given call 1. It is not a variable, it is constant. Okay, because it is final. Column 1 is equal to enrollment number. Okay, then public static final string column 2 equal to student name, then public static final string column 3 equal to sem1 grade. Okay, then sem2 grade, sem3, sem4, sem5 and sem6. Okay, so here sem4 grade, sem5 column 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and here sem 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, So in this manner we have defined all the columns of the table which are required. Okay, and in our class we will define a constructor, okay, grade helper, where we would receive one argument of application context from the activity where we will create it. Okay, so import class and call to a superclass constructor. Get application context is the first argument. Second argument is the name of the database. Third argument is the cursor factory, which we will pass as null. And the last argument is the database version. We have already defined a variable for database version. Okay. Now it will not show any error. You can see here all the errors are removed because we have defined the constructor. We have override on create and on upgrade. Now inside the on create, okay, first of all we will define a query, okay, that is string query equal to create table. What is the name of the table? That is table name. Okay, then we will concat open bracket and concat there column 1, and the type of the column is where enrollment number, though it is numeric field, we should store it as a variable because we are not going to perform any operation on it. Okay, so then column 2 is also numeric, then column 3 is sorry, not numeric, text, then column 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay, column 3, then column 4, then column 5, then column 6, then column 7, and at last column 8, which is for same 6th grade, and there we will not concat anything and we will close the bracket. Okay, and we will finally over the string also. Now to create the table, it is the query which we have defined for creating the table. Now for creating table there is one method available, exec SQL. This method belongs to SQLite database object, and if you can see here we have already an object of SQLite database as argument in onCreate. So we would use that object only, db.exec SQL. Okay, and we would pass the query as argument. Okay, now in onUpgrade method is called whenever the version of the database is changed. Okay, so whenever we want to make some changes in our table or tables, okay, more than one table, structural changes, at that time we should change the database version. Okay, so in that case onUpgrade will be called, and here what will we do? First of all, we have a database object. Okay, we should call query to drop all the tables. Okay, drop. Right now we have only one table, so I would delete that table. Okay, so the table with the old structure is removed, and again we should call onCreate so that table is again recreated with the new structure, and the new structure will be here. Okay, if we are making any changes to the structure of table, that changes should be written here, and in onUpgrade we should do this thing. So all table structure is removed and table with a new structure and the same name will be created. Okay, now from our activity, moving towards the activity, but before that we would at least define one method. In future again we will define 2 more methods, but here right now one method, because from our activity we want to insert the record. So I would define one method here to insert the record in the table. Okay, and for insertion this method will be called from the activity, and from activity the data will be captured from the layout, enrollment number, name, marks of 3 subjects, and will be passed to this method. So this method will have 8 arguments. Okay. Okay. Now for inserting we need to create an object of content values. Okay, is equal to new, and for inserting record we need to each pair of the column name and its value to the content value object. For column 1, name is stored in column 1 and the value is RNO, which is passed as argument here. Okay, similarly for column 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay, column 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Name of the parameters, name, then G1, G2, then G3, then G4, then G5, then G6. Okay, now as we have all the data inside the content value object, now to insert the record, there is insert method available which belongs to SQLite database, but here there is no object available which belongs to SQLite database, so we should create one. But we cannot create an object because it is helper class. Here the object is already available. Okay, so we need to retrieve that object. Now while retrieving the object, we should also think that what we want to do with that object. Here we want to insert using that object. So it in other words, it means that we are making some changes, we are writing data, so we need a writable version of the database object. Okay, db is equal to get writable database. Okay, and by using that object we will insert the record. So here db.insert, the first argument is table name, second argument is string null column hack, and it will be null because we want to insert all the columns. Then the last argument is content value object, that is values. Okay, now when this statement will be executed, a new column in the a new record in the table will be created. Okay, so now let's move towards the activity number 6. Now in this activity we need to define some variables for the views. Okay, first of all, edit text for roll number, that is enrollment number, then name. Okay, then spiners. Okay, G1 for grade 1, G2, G3, G4, G5 and G6. Okay, dear friends, then in our onCreate method we would retrieve all these views. Okay, edit text, find view by id, r.id.txt, sorry, it is txt enrollment number. What name, what id I have given, let me check. Enrollment. Okay, it is enrollment, r.id.enrollment, then name equal to edit text, find view by id, r.id.txt name, and then G1 equal to spinner, find view by id, r.id.marks. It was sem1 marks, sem2 marks, like that. r.id.sem1 marks. Then very similarly sem2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Here 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Here 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay. Now we would define one method for submit. Okay. So in our activity we would define one method, public void do submit. Okay, and this method will have one argument of view type as it requires. This method will be called on clicking of submit button. So let's define it or set it as on click attribute on our button. On click do submit. Okay. Okay. Now when client clicks on submit button, it means that he has entered the records, entered the data, selected grades, and he want to store this record in the table. But as a developer we should check whether all these data are filled or not. Okay, how can we select? Like this. Yeah, first of all we would check, see here, string e for enrollment is equal to eno.getText.toString, then string nm is equal to eno.getText.toString. Okay. Additionally, another method we would define here for showing the message, public void show message. Okay, where we will pass two arguments, title and, yes, you are correct, message, because this method is defined by me in my several applications. You may have watched the videos. Here we will define object of alert dialog dot builder. Okay, builder is equal to new alert dialog dot builder. Main 6 activity dot this as argument is passed, then builder dot set title which is passed as argument, builder dot set message already passed as argument, then builder dot set positive button. Okay, and new dialog interface dot on click listener, so that whenever that button is clicked the dialog box should disappear, and finally showing that dialog box by calling show. Okay, now let's move again to the do submit method. Here we will check that if e dot equals if any of the two edit views are empty. Okay, then we will show message, title would be student marks entry, and message will be please fill all the details. Okay, in else part it means that enrollment number and name are entered, so we would check for the grades. If grade 1 dot get selected item position equal to 0, it means that 0 item, what is the item at 0? If you remember, item at position 0 is select a grade. It means he has not selected any grade. G2 dot get selected item position equal to 0. Similarly, if G3 and G4. Similarly, G5 and G6. If any of the grades are not selected, again we will show message. Please, title will be same, student marks entry, and the message will be please select grade for each semester. Okay, and in else part of this we would insert record, and for inserting record we need an object of grade helper, that is SQLite open helper. Okay, we would define it here, helper equal to new grade helper and argument get application context, because we are receiving a context there. Okay, now using this helper class we will insert a record. Okay, helper dot insert. Yes, what is to be inserted? E for enrollment number, name, NM for name. The method's name is do insert. First argument is E for enrollment, then NM in which we have stored the name, then grade 1 G1 dot get selected the text on the text view which is selected, we need to pass that. Okay, so we can do one thing here, get selected item ID or position. Yeah, if we have the position, we can do one thing here, we can define an array here, string grades, okay, equal to AA, AB, then BB, then BC, then CC and FF. Now see here, our element at 0 index is AA, whereas this element in the array resource is at position 2. So we should keep that thing in mind. Okay, the name of the array is grades. So here instead of passing all the data, we will just what will we do? Grades of, what is the element? G1 dot get selected item position -1, because in our resource AA is at position 1, whereas in our array it is at 0. That's why I have done -1 here. Okay, grades, then bracket G2 dot get selected item position -1. Okay, similarly for the remaining 4 semesters, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, G1, G2, G3, G4, G5 and G6. Okay, now as we have performed the insert operation, we should check it whether it works properly or not. So let me set this activity number 6 as launcher in our manifest file. And execute it. Okay, so now let's wait for the output to be appear. Okay, so far we have implemented insert operation and with the help of SQLite open helper. Okay, and as I told you, for update operation and search, for update operation search operation, we have a bit confusion that for which semester to search the grade. Either we can search for all the semesters, or we can search for the semester which client has selected. Okay, so that thing should be kept in our mind while implementing the logic for searching. Okay, we should decide how we want to perform it, or how we want to apply this. If it is asked in practical examination, we should ask the examiner that how it should be performed. Another thing is that for searching, as I told you, that there should be a unique field according to which we can search. Okay, because we have to give the criteria while searching. So here in our application we have put enrollment number. Okay, we will ask client for the enrollment number. Okay, and the enrollment number of all the students is unique data. So depending on that enrollment number, we can update a record. Okay, so in this manner we will further progress the application. Okay, but let's see whether the insert operation is working properly or not. We are not asked to show all the records, so we have not shown all the records. So in this application, after performing the insert operation, we have to again go to the SQLite database DB helper, DB browser. Okay, if you remember, it is a tool which is for SQLite database for opening and viewing the tables and its content. So we will take help of that application, and we will browse our table. If the record inserted by us in the execution is appearing there, then it means that our record is inserted successfully and the logic is working properly. Yeah, we can also show a message here when the record is inserted successfully, that record inserted successfully. Okay, but right now we have not selected it, then no problem. Gradle is in the process of building. Gradle build is running, and it will take a while for inserting the application on the device. That is AVD. Still Gradle is in the process of building. So our activity is launched, and let's see the output of the application. Okay, enrollment number, suppose 11553101. Then name of the student, suppose Chirag. Whatever. Now let me select the grade. Select a grade. AA here, BB, AB in third one, BB again in fourth semester, AB in fifth semester, CC in sixth semester, again AA, and submit. We have not written any message, so a message is not appearing, but we can check the database in our device explorer. Okay, by opening this device explorer, and inside this device explorer there is a folder, data, and a data subfolder inside it. Then name of our package, that is com.example.myapplication, com.example.myapplication. Then database, that is student grade. Okay, now let us download this database. Save as. We will save this database in our D drive in my PC laptop. D drive. Okay, okay, and then as I told you that we will take help of database browser for SQLite. DB browser. Where is the DB browser? Yeah, it is opened. Now let us check the record. Here, open database. Then in the D drive, stud grade. Okay. Yeah, MCA marks. Browse data. MCA student marks. Yes, you can see here enrollment number, name. Okay, name is also enrollment number, because we may have made a mistake here. You can see here, while inserting the record, we may have passed NM, E and NM. Okay, NM. Okay, you can see here NM is equal to E number, but it should be name.getText. Okay, and as I told you that on successful insertion of record, we will display a message so client can get an idea that record is inserted successfully. Okay, record inserted successfully. Okay, now let's re-execute and check it. So the output is in front of us, and let us again enter a record. Suppose 1034, name of the student is Chirag. Grade, let us select grade AA for SEM 1, AB, then for SEM 3, BB, then for SEM 4, CC, SEM 5, BC, and SEM 6, AA. Okay, submit. Record inserted successfully. Okay, let's again look at the again download the folder, database, save as in D drive. Okay, yes, we want to overwrite it. Yes, again we would open this database, grades. Okay, browse data, MCA stud. Yes, you can see here another record is inserted with the correct enrollment number entered, name entered, and the grades. Okay, so here our operation, that is our code of insertion, is working properly. Okay, I would right now stop this video, and in the next video we will be performing the search and update operations. So let's go. We'll see you in the next video. Okay, till that, again watch the video and do practice and perform the operation and code that I have performed here. Okay, till that, goodbye, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, thank you for watching.